Meanwhile, the family of the late Josiah Mwangi Kariuki, popularly known as JM Kariuki, is still seeking for justice 5 decades since Kariuki was killed. While celebrating his 50th memorial service at the All Saints Cathedral, family and friends said their quest for justice has always been swept under the rug by successive regimes, and it is time the government was held accountable.
50 years on, family and friends of the late JM Kariuki gathered at the All Saints Cathedral to pay homage and celebrate the golden jubilee of a man who they termed a fallen hero. His family has hailed him as a resilient and tenacious leader who had a bright future ahead of him but cut short.
And who was lying there? Who was lying there? A body, well dressed. He had a jacket, olive, kind of, or actually it was olive. I knew that jacket because he was given by his friend from American Embassy. So I said, anyway, but he didn't have the shoes. So the first thing to see, his legs, there was a tag, unknown person. So I prayed to God and I said, give me strength. I went around that table because it's a big table. I looked, I saw his face. That was JM.
So what stays with me after all these years? It's the warmth of his presence, the echo of his laughter, the unwavering belief he had in a better Kenya.
Their plea for justice seems to have fallen on deaf ears. For the last 50 years, they want the government held accountable.
Don't think that forgiveness means one does not want justice. We seek justice. James' death, we never got justice. That is why it has become easier and easier for people to kill after that. Easier and easier to kill 132 Gen Z on the streets.
I would describe him as one of the first Gen Zs, that this country had in the 70s. He started the Gen Z movement. And the Gen Z movement seeks answers, not to replace the master, to become the boss of a new slave.
Josiah Mwangi Kariuki, who was the Member of Parliament for Nyandarua, was described as tenacious in his craft, advocating for a better Kenya. He rallied against corruption, which he pointed out to be widespread across the country, with tribalism also playing a key role in the country's politics. Kariuki also fought for equal land rights, arguing that Kenya had become a nation of 10 millionaires and 10 millionaire beggars. Despite his advocacy and criticism of the government, he became a marked man.
Our political heroes who have been assassinated, and have a day for them as a public holiday in this republic. This will happen in the future because right now we have an oppressive regime.
Despite the family acknowledging the strides they have made to forgive his killers, they say they still want answers on who robbed them of their loved one. Helen Aura, NTV.